Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And now, the question of today: what is your favorite currency? Put it in the comment section down below, and let's discuss. Now, today's topic is a little bit of everything, as I got some crazy stuff from all around the crypto space. First off, article: Crypto Baron John McAfee doesn't think Bitcoin will reach $1 million, but his bet still stands. And now, the main reason I brought this up is not because he had a really insanely crazy bet, but also really too, just for yourself. Imagine, possibly for a couple of seconds, what you think the Bitcoin price can get to, and really try to back it up on your own, reasons and whatnot. Because whenever I think about that, where could Bitcoin go, where could this altcoin go, or where could any coin go, I'm always doubtful of whatever number I come up with. If I were to think $100,000 for Bitcoin, I'm like, well, but could it also reach $1 million? And then I'd be like, yeah, I mean, it could, but will it? And that always makes me wonder so bad that I never really get to, these good long-term price predictions. And that's just something I, also want to ask you guys. You ever thought about it? And do you have a concrete number which you think it can get to? Or does anything hold it back ever? Just let me know. All right, John McAfee still promises to eat his words if the Bitcoin price doesn't hit $1 million in December. My Bitcoin bet date has always been December 31st, 2020, see link. When asked in July if I was going to eat in 3 years, I naturally said yes. Didn't mean in July. Did I believe that number? Of course not. But I'll still eat my just wait. And what I think he's going to do is just get a chocolate version of it and then eat it on live stream or something like that. Just something funny, which would be his thing, but then not really his thing. He wouldn't have to cut it off or anything like that. So I guess it's, the cheap way, but still it's, I guess, fun and kind of cool. Ripple. Number of merchants who accept XRP increased by 46%. Last couple of videos, a lot of people have been really doubtful of XRP, I noticed. And, I can understand it to a certain degree. Now, I personally would say that I believe in XRP. I believe in their premise. I believe in the idea. However, some of the reasons I saw, one of them was they are switching over to DeFi. They're not really feeling their progress, their process, their coin anymore. They want to switch over. To a lot of those things I've been hearing, I see more of those things in the comment section. There's just good arguments as to why that's just crap reasons to not invest, or crap reasons to say it's going to be shit. Because to say they're going into DeFi, that has nothing to do with XP being good or bad, right? I mean, it could have something to do with it if you wanted to. But the reason they want to go into DeFi is, first of all, because it's a really hot topic. That's one thing. Second of all, a lot of people say it's the future, and that DeFi will be the biggest sector. And third one is, well, if you were a company, right? If you had a company right now, or you were working for a big company, or you're thinking of massive growth, what are you going to go for? Well, the strategy to the most, I guess, amount of growth, right? Or to the best of what you want. And with Ripple, I don't know, but I think take over the payment space and possibly just become bigger and bigger and bigger in whatever sector they can. But as they said before, cross-border remittance is his first vertical, and they'll most likely hop on and further. And most likely, it will eventually use a lot more XRP. I think Ripple's also very keen on introducing XRP to as many things as they possibly can, just because it increases the price, which also increases their holdings, which everybody likes. So don't think they're forgetting XRP or anything like that. I mean, progress is still really there. If you actually been looking at the news for XRP, it's just been insane as well. A lot of good things have been coming up. And again, it's nothing crazy. XRP companies' growth. The growth of merchants accepting XRP registered on CryptoTorque has just been increasing over the last couple of months like crazy. And it might look like it's deteriorating just because the price is not moving that much. But in terms of progress, in terms of real growth, they're still going strong at it as ever. And that's the one thing I think we're underestimating here. Because these other cryptos are doing well, people will start to compare them and say oh, yeah, but XRP is not doing good, so it must be a bad coin. It just depends. If you think it's a bad coin, that's completely up to you. All right, I'm not going to try to convince you to say it's good because, well, if you don't think so, I completely accept that I guess I can understand why you would say it for you, right? I don't think so, and I'm going to keep holding. But that's also because everybody's different. Everybody has different opinions and morals and whatnot. But I would state the progress is steady, and I'm not comparing it to any of these other coins. The fundamentals are good. It could change billions of people's lives, so I'm holding through. I think it's a very solid project. Ripple's XRP CEO, just Ripple CEO actually, is in awe of China's crypto and blockchain approach. China's regulatory approach to blockchain and crypto is not going to go unnoticed and has caught the attention of Ripple CEO Brett Garlinghouse, something we went on about earlier, but it's something, again, we must all admit in this, and that is that China is really an emerging market that's really pushing through like crazy. They're not taking any slow steps. And again, another question is, do you think China will get to number one in terms of production and all of that eventually? Because in global things, like in progress, I would say US is still number one with a lot of things. But do you think China will ever overtake them in terms of, everything? Or will US always stay the champion? Let me know what you think. And here's the quote from Brad, by the way. "In some ways, I'm in awe of it," said Brett Garlinghouse in the fireside chat, adding, "These technologies may in fact be very foundational for the future of how financial systems work, and they want to make sure that they have capabilities at the heart of them." Yep. Top analyst says Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP poised to break out and lengthy consolidation. It's again crypto Michael, but basically it's an interesting situation, right? Because a lot of the coins that are, I guess, at the top right now, the top three, even top four, no, five, I guess the top five crypto on the list, the top four cryptocurrency, because I don't consider Tether crypto, they've all been doing quite lackluster if you think about it. And by the way, ADA went over Bitcoin Cash, or Bitcoin SV as well, huh? Really onto the 6th position, like crazy. It's just insane how that's moving. But yeah, by the way, Charles Hoskinson said Cardano was going to be the first $1 trillion crypto. It's looking a little bit more, possible than it used to look a couple weeks ago. It's just one thing I noticed as well. But yeah, these first three cryptos, they're not doing that good, which is making a lot of people wonder what's going on. But I just think with a lot of these is that they have a lot of progress, but they've always had that. With Ethereum, with Bitcoin, with XRP, they've had a lot of progress forever. And even though it might not be progress in terms of really, the network upgrades or things like that, it might just be talking about use case or options that you got with it. Because with Bitcoin, not gonna lie, there's still, I think, the most amount of ways to cash in and cash out of Bitcoin, right? It's the most liquid. It's the simplest to cash out. It's the first coin you think about when you're trying to, I guess, talk about cryptocurrency, or really a lot of people say, oh, Bitcoin, right? When you're talking about Bitcoin, because they don't even know the word cryptocurrency possibly. And with Ethereum, it's the most important and most popular platform at this point. Tether, a lot of it runs on Ethereum, which is something a lot of people don't know. And yeah, it's really solid and fundamental for the crypto space at this point. Can it change? Yes. But are they solid in terms of that they've always had progress? Yes, as well. And that's why I'm like, maybe that's why these coins are not doing that good. Cardano, Chainlink, BNB, and a couple others like VeChain, XDZ, XLM, they've all had a lot of really important things happen for them exactly now, all right? Last couple of days, last couple of weeks, last couple of months. And with these first, especially these first two, the progress has been steady and solid, but nothing really too crazy. And nothing really that can beat the fact that these coins are kind of dead over a longer term. Because Bitcoin and Ethereum are both dying, in my opinion. I don't think they will survive too long just because they're really useful at this point, but not useful in comparison to other ones, right? And I think it's going to be a little bit of time before all these projects switch over and notice, but eventually it'll happen. And I think that's where people, of course, are also valuing it for and at, where, again, Bitcoin is only good for so long. We all know it. Bitcoin is fundamentally just really, really inferior to most other cryptos. Same for Ethereum. Maybe Ethereum 2.0 can change things, but really not that much either. It's just inferior to a lot of other crypto. And that's why I'm like, well, with these coins, I just believe they're not doing that great because they've always been kind of the same. Nothing really crazy has been happening for them. With XRP, I would say that it's a really, really difficult one to kind of get a good price grip for. Because to a certain degree, the fundamentals are so great that it should be priced higher. On another extent, there are so many ways and reasons to hate XRP, as we've seen in the comment section. For example, Ripple is selling a lot of it, right? Jed McCaleb is selling a lot of it. And I guess there's a couple more you can just, it might be security, all that. Those things might be holding a couple of these huge whales and investors back of putting in a lot of money. Another one could be, Ripple themselves or a couple of these billionaires in a pact or whatever are trying to keep the price low, right? There are tons of reasons why the price could be low and why you could think that, or maybe you could say it's just a scam, so nobody wants to buy it. They're all valid reasons for you or for me, it doesn't really matter. And in the end, all I can say is I just really don't know why a couple of these coins that are fundamentally strong don't go up. Maybe it's just because they're not ready. Maybe it's just they're not ready for crazier prices just quite yet. I don't really know what to say about that. It's a difficult one, but even I can't find the answer, so I guess it's not a bad thing. Top 5 crypto to watch this week. Bitcoin, ADA, Link, XLM, VET, DGTX. Well, I would say these first ones are very important. Bitcoin, ADA, Link, XLM, VET. I think they're all, except for XLM, in my top 5 crypto. Again, make sure you watch and make sure you keep a close eye, because these coins do good very, very often, or have done good very, very often the last couple of weeks, but they're still also in a period where you should be watching them daily, right? If you're planning on trading coins, watch these coins daily. If you're planning on buying huge batches or something like that, keep watching these coins regardless. Keep them in a very freaking close vision, because they could just jump to the moon anytime, and you don't want to miss it. So, again, keep a steady eye. 5 promising crypto beside Bitcoin that can break the all-time high in 2020. Tezos, for sure. Binance Coin, for sure. So, if you want to get into it. Lend, been hearing a couple people about it, but I'm not too much into Lend, but it could break its all-time high again. I mean, it's not too far away. So, again, another one to watch. BAT, or BAT, or Brave. I'm not too happy with that one because of a little bit of a controversial piece from earlier, where if you type in Binance into the browser, the Brave browser, it would automatically go to their own referral for Binance, which is something I just think is really, really awful, which made me, not like BAT as much, but I guess it's solid, and in terms of all-time high, it can happen. But I'm not going to be so sure with this one, so please don't take it. Ethereum, also not too sure about that one. It's pretty high. The only thing is Ethereum 2.0 is coming up, right? And we really don't know exactly what's that going to be doing. Another one I would say is VeChain, and I would have put Chainlink in there if it was not already trading really, really close to its all-time high. I mean, Chainlink is a little bit of an unfair game, because Chainlink all-time high is $8.50, which it reached, let's say yesterday or the day before, or a couple days ago. It doesn't really matter. You guys get me. So yeah, I don't think it's really fair to say that anybody can notice it's going to get over all-time high soon. Again. New natural language processing model may be biggest thing since Bitcoin. Is this new language processing model the biggest thing since Bitcoin? OpenAI's 3rd-gen language processing model recently launched as a private beta. Initial testing shows that it can be used for a huge variety of purposes, including generating realistic texts. And one notable beta tester compares GPT-3 to blockchain in terms of disruptive potential. Well, it's something to think about. However, it's not really that crypto-ish, right? I just thought it's something really cool in the technology world, which I thought you guys might like as well. And then 7 must-read crypto investing tips for 2021. Bitcoin's 10K is a hurdle for 2 years, but wait once it's cleared. So just once Bitcoin has reached or breached 10K, we're in the clear from that point on. Look at the fact it's a consolidation in the long-term bull market. Yeah, that's something to consider. Buy low, sell high. Not always, right? I would not agree with this one. Sometimes it's okay to buy high if you're going to sell even higher. I mean, that would theoretically still be buy low, sell high, but it's about the idea of you shouldn't always have to wait for the dip or a very big dip if there's a strong uptrend going on, because you might not be able to catch the dip and you might not buy anything at all. And sometimes it's better to buy high than buy nothing at all. Something to consider. RLC was a strong buy, now probably too late. The title of this alert, IXEC RLC, is top performing crypto RLC plus blockchain-based ISAC platform plus group of geniuses and visionaries. I have no idea exactly what this one is about, so skip that one. And I guess more is about RLC. Okay, XRP will be next, maybe last, but not certainly least, or certainly not least. Again, it's an opinion-based one. I'm not going to tell you guys that's wrong or right. And 7, the importance of a solid exit plan written in the early stages of the bull market is very important. it avoids really falling on your face once you've got a lot of money, is to make sure that you know exactly what you want to do when these prices go up. For example, if your Bitcoin reaches 15K or 20K, you're going to cash some out or you're going to hold through. It might be that you don't sell any money at all, even though you've already got yourself 100 million in the bank, just because you're like, well, we can get more, which might hurt you, right? And that's what people want to kind of stay away from, which I really understand and I really, really admire as well. Just make a good plan for yourself. It will really save you. If you've done that even before investing, even better, but it will take some real strong skills to do that. Dubious report claims that Chainlink is a giant fraud. Again, I just wanted to briefly mention again that this has so many people just sad. People were just really, really angry. Main reason I think is because Chainlink has solid fundamentals and everything they say in this report can be negated or can be countered if you want to. And also, yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one to follow. I've been watching a couple of videos about this report and people claiming why it is or why it isn't a scam. I've seen both sides. And to both sides, I'm always like, well, yeah, you can always counter it, and you can always counter that one again. For example, the amount of money they have, you can always say, well, it's for ecosystem, or well, it's just it was up for the grabbing for anybody. So the way it's provided right now is the way it's going to go. You can always say, well, they just got a lot more money than they needed. On the contrary, you can say, well, if they don't need the money, they'll get rid of it, right? You can always go further. Well, if they don't need it or get rid of it, why don't they just burn it all already? Well, they might need it. Well, but if they might need it, then what would they use it for? Well, maybe the ecosystem. Yeah, but maybe not the ecosystem. Maybe they're just doing it to enrich themselves. You can keep throwing that ball further, which maybe just be like, okay, you know what? I know for a fact Chainlink that's going to go past its all-time high again. So what I'm just going to do is invest regardless of what these guys call a scam, and we'll see, all right? If I get bit in the toe, if I just fall on my face, so be it, because it looks very solid. And if it's really a fraud in the back, well, I think we're just going to have to fall or take the fall on this one, because I really don't see that it's a scam that much like these guys are saying. And again, you have to watch a couple videos on these things to really understand it further. But I personally don't think it's a price. Or it's a scam. And also, one of the biggest arguments I've seen is a lot of these companies that are working with Chainlink right now, they wouldn't be working with a scam, and they can see through the charade, right? They know, they check it out, and thus it's kind of weird to say. Another article here is Chainlink utility drives Link price, but a correction could be coming. Chainlink's token Link is once again among the most talked about coins, having surged over 370% year to date. In July alone, the now 9th largest coin, but market cap is getting close to 80%. Well, it's just Chainlink has been doing good for a long while, will most likely be doing good for a long while, and it's really a solid coin for, I think, the longer term, but especially the short term. But guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you did all enjoy it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care and have a very, very nice day.